everyone, welcome back to Obscurus Lupa Presents. Let's take a trip back in time. Come with me to October of 2009, and I've just released my review of the movie Undefeatable. Not only was it my first review, but it was also my first exposure to the greatness that is Cynthia Rothrock. Now, I could spend an entire video making fun of my review segments in that one, but I found something even better. Undefeatable has an alternate cut. So what better way to make up for that shitty review and revisit it? The alternate cut is called Bloody Mary Killer, and it's essentially the same plot as Undefeatable, but with a B-plot added with the Asian cast. For those of you spared my Undefeatable review, here's the gist of it. Cynthia Rothrock is Christy Jones, who must fight a serial killer rapist to avenge her sister's death. The whole thing is full of silly lines and crazy overacting, especially from the antagonist Stingray, which is made all the better when you get dubbing and silly mistranslations. So why are there two releases of Undefeatable? Well, to understand that, you've got to know a little bit about Godfrey Ho. But I'll just fuck that one up. Let's bring in a professional here. Oh, Ed!
Oh, hi, Lupa.
You're like this super expert. Want to give the viewers a rundown?
Oh, sure. I've got nothing better to do than to help you with your shitty web show.
What?
I said I'd love to. Back in the 80s, Hong Kong director Godfrey Ho and producer Joseph Lai came up with an ingenious and inexpensive way to make some money in foreign markets. They'd take an Asian film they already owned, regardless of genre, then round up whatever Caucasian dudes they could find and film new scenes to be inserted into it. These scenes, often outrageous, were in whatever genre was hot in America. Ninjas, kickboxing, commandos, whatever. Ho would do a cut and paste job, redub the whole thing, slap on some phony Anglo-looking credits, and pretend it was one movie all along. But what's brilliant about Undefeatable is that it's exactly the opposite. See, Godfrey Ho made Undefeatable in America for American audiences. So in order to help it sell in China, he filmed a whole extra plot featuring the film's Chinese supporting cast and added a new main character, played by Hong Kong action star Robin Shu. The result is a mind-bending alternate version of Undefeatable, and a very rare case of Godfrey Ho in reverse.
Gee whizzers, Ed, thanks!
Oh well, go screw yourself.
What?
I said anytime.
What a nice man. In case you're wondering if there's any new Cynthia Rothrock footage in this version, the answer is yes, but it's mostly this posing in the opening credits. There is an extra scene later that sorta relates the two main characters. Vaguely. Hello, phallic symbol! Alright, so you've seen Undefeatable, let's meet the new guys for Bloody Mary Killer. For the most part, the only character you need to be familiar with is Robin, who is visiting his father in America. Robin is, in fact, Robin Shu, so you know they're getting creative with their names here. But hell if I can tell who anyone is at this point, since they decided to dub everyone with the same voice over this establishing shot of a house. From what I can tell, Robin is being driven in by one of Christie's friends from the Undefeatable plot, who I guess is his cousin. I suppose he had a name, but I can't be bothered to find out. Also, one thing you're gonna notice in this version of the movie is the stunning picture quality. It's even worse when you know better versions of this exist out there. Undefeatable looks pristine on DVD. But yes, the version I'm reviewing is in fact Bloody Mary Killer's DVD release. And we all know bad quality makes reading subtitles a breeze! Let's see what wacky antics Robin is up to when he visits his father. Haha, he's old and has a history of heart problems. It took him that long to notice who it is. Yeah, I hope you were able to read all of that in the 2 seconds before the shot of the blindingly white table. And here, at least on the technical side, is Bloody Mary Killer's biggest fault. You can't read the subtitles half the time. They keep putting the subtitles over white backgrounds with no strokes or drop shadows or anything. And I'm not just talking about subtitles that are difficult to read. There are times when it is literally impossible to see what the subtitle says. Look at this shot here. Can you even tell there's a subtitle there? All I can make out is okay and the dad's name Lo, both of which are words I understand already when he says it.
Oh?
Well, I hope Robin and his dad aren't talking about anything important by that table there. So when I can finally read what it says, Robin is explaining to his dad that he has a list of names that will prevent him from being arrested if he returns to Hong Kong. I'm assuming Lo is a policeman of some sort, but the only clue of dialogue I got is, "You retired inspector needn't take shelter anymore." He's worried that this list might stir up troubles, but then decides to forget it. Partly due to mistranslations, partly due to unreadable subtitles, and at least slightly having to do with my lack of paying attention skills, it's hard to tell what people are talking about half the time. At least in the undefeatable portion, I've already seen the English version, because otherwise, it'd be pretty damn hard to figure out what they're talking about either.
罐可樂幾多錢啊？
唔收你錢啊！快啲走！有冇免費可樂飲啊？想食霸王餐，一日大上頭。咁唔公道啫！你哋嚟發財得。我想食個免費餐啫，唔係咁都妒忌啊嘛！你真係買棺材唔知訂喎，夠薑就過嚟攞個免費餐食啦！過嚟攞粒蓮子羹食。佢哋想食皇家飯啊！俾次機會啦，阿 Sir。你個口好臭。
Just a couple of punks giving me a warm-up.
I'll sue you for police brutality, pig.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good translation. Rothrock and her buddies are on the way to a fight, and in this version, Cousin Guy asks her to stop fighting because she has a cold, I guess. Also, everyone calls her Big Sister in this for some reason.
邊個夠膽同我打？淡定啦。
You're on your way to a street fight. That's kind of the point.
條黑炭睇得下喎，大姐大，你要撐行啊！
Also, this is slightly racist?
你就係打遍天下無敵手，人稱追魂腿嗰個大姐大啊
！Swirl leg. Swirl leg! Yeah, good nickname, guys. Hey Ed, what do you think of these bad subtitles? Pretty silly, huh?
西方不敗，我打到你走㗎。
Oh, cool. What'd you just say?
I said I agree completely. This movie is quite silly.
Boy, howdy! Swirl leg action! After the fight is over, Christy is caught by the cop, Nick, and brought in for questioning. Meanwhile, her sister Karen, Carol in this version for some reason, is at school when Christy's friends come to tell her about her sister's arrest. Naturally, she thinks they're inviting her to karaoke.
件事係咁嘅，黑炭向大姐大挑戰在先嘅。
Oh, come on, now they're not even hiding it. Oh, the white background is back, so we can only read half the subtitles. Thanks! And if you thought Swirl Leg was a stupid nickname, Christy is also apparently called Never Loser. Speaking of which, she's being interrogated at the police station and getting a little testy.
你哋班差佬淨係識拉人㗎咋？
Ugh, yeah, I hear ya. All those cops do is arrest people. Why can't they do their real job? Well, Carol bails her out, and they have a touching sister moment as Christy explains that she has to fight to pay for Carol's school fees.
我真係覺得好過意唔去啊！正傻妹嚟嘅。
You're nut, Carol. You're nut. Ah, poo puddles! I almost forgot there's a subplot in this. Some thugs are looking for Robin, and they go to Stingray's boss to ask him to find him. That's about it. Well, I know I'm tired of the B-plot already. But we all know who we're really watching this movie for.
พ่อ啊，啲飯仲未煮完㗎，要做得食完飯先啦。
我而家要啊！
Yes, your overacting transcends language barriers. As much as I'd love to skip the rape scene this time around, I gotta address this one.
我一啲情緒都冇點做喎。
In what universe is this music appropriate for a rape scene? I mean, is there a particular reason Godfrey Ho decided to go with the game show music in this version? Did he think it spiced things up here? I mean, I guess it is comical, but I feel really bad for laughing at it. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Back to the other plot, Robin is visiting his brother Michael while he's training, and we get this odd exchange.
電話傾得多啦，兄弟見面都係第一次啊！有冇10年啊？
唔止啦，成10幾年啦，老豆帶咗我嚟美國都成15年啦。
So they haven't met in over a decade, and Michael never saw pictures of him or anything? Obviously, they were close enough to talk on the phone and for Robin to try and bail his dad out. Anyway, Michael introduces Robin to his trainer. Wait, what kind of conversation is going on here? I don't know, I can't read the subtitles, so I'm just gonna assume he insulted his honor, and that's why they have a random kung fu battle. Must be because Liu Kang is obligated to partake in Mortal Kombat. Kung Fu is, as we all know, the gateway drug to karaoke, so that's where Robin and company go next. Oh look, a white table.
I just fall in love again, 是否爱上地界?
Oh yeah, seamless there. And she just decides to stop and say hi for a moment.
Hi.
Apparently she's a love interest for Robin, or possibly his adopted sister. One of the thugs recognizes Robin, and he falls in love with him? Now we're back to Stingray as he kidnaps one of the women he mistakes for Anna. Whoa, skipping ahead a little bit, don't you think, movie? They completely cut out the part where Anna leaves him. You know, the whole reason he goes on a serial killer rampage? But more importantly, we lose his stupid mommy issue subplot and the part where he skunks up his hair. Now I'm all sorts of confused. Nick shows up at Christie's work and she gets annoyed, but he assures her that he comes to drink coffee, nothing else, then proceeds to lecture her about fighting. Christie has a quick rebuttal.
講到就做神父啦，做咩差佬啫?
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket! Now it's off to the crime scene, where Nick and his partner discover the body of the girl Stingray kidnapped. Let's see if they can top this line.
Looks like she was tortured and raped.
兇手好殘忍，眼珠都挖埋出嚟，嗰個梗係變態佬嚟。
Nope. Back with Robin, one of the thugs finds him as he's training with Michael and Cousin Guy. He does give Robin sound reasoning for pointing a gun at him, though.
有人要同你攞返啲嘢。
Yeah, someone wants to get a thing from you. You know, someone and, you know, that thing. No, not that thing. The thing. Here's another memorable bit from Undefeatable, where Christie fights a dude named Bear. Except this time, his name is Stronghung, and I have yet to decide which name is more awesome, or if they even intended his new nickname to mean what it means. His fashion sense, however, remains delightfully intact. Again, here's a comparison to see which version is best, this time with the clever banter scene.
Time to place you on injured reserve.
Poor little baby bear. Had to steal his mama's Tupperware. Now, it's time to play.
西方不快，我打到你走夾唔唞。
大隻你就幾大隻啦，正一大冬瓜大嚿碎，一陣你就變滾地葫蘆。
Well, the bear banter is dumber, but the Stronghung banter is delightfully nonsensical. Call it a tie? Well, I will give the Foley guy credit for actually matching the hits up this time around.
OK， 大嚿紅輸咗，真係唔抵。
It's bad he lost!
好嘢，搞掂啦！
Then Robin and Christie fight, and this is the only time our main characters ever meet or even acknowledge each other. It is cool to see Cynthia Rothrock and Robin Shue fight each other, but it just comes off kind of weak. There are other bits as well that intertwine the two plots, but this doesn't make the movie seem any less cut and paste. Meanwhile, Lo tells his foster daughter to keep the book of names which Robin gave him earlier, and Robin shows up to start macking on his sister. Ew. Next is a repeat of a scene from Undefeatable where Nick and his partner are training and their boss gets on their case about doing some actual work, but this time the dialogue is a little different.
你兩個係我一手提拔出嚟㗎，我唔想俾人哋話我偏心啊！
What? He raised them? So they're adoptive brothers now? And the police captain is their dad? The hell? Well, it's a good thing he's not in any other scenes.
Hey Lupa, I have something to tell you.
What's that, Ed?
Well, I found out the other day, we're actually brother and sister.
This cannot be!
Well, it's true.
You're not my real brother!
Oh, what a schmuck.
While Carol and Michael are debating whether to get Christie a sword or teaware for her birthday, Stingray shows up ready to kick some ass and chew bubblegum. And he's all out of bubblegum. Nick's brother/partner has the job of taking Robin in to identify Michael's body, because apparently he and Nick have tag-teamed the dead sibling duties. Nick is a lot kinder in his approach.
你個妹死咗，而且仲死得好慘添。
Way to sugarcoat it! So she's not just dead, but very horribly dead, huh? Nick brings in Robin to try and catch the killer. So yeah, his brother is killed by Stingray, but that's really sort of a secondary problem for him, isn't it? He doesn't really go after Stingray or anything, he's got his own shit to deal with. Keeping in trend with the bad news train, foster daughter tells Lo about Michael's demise.
佢俾人打到重傷，內臟出血咁就。
死得咁慘？
No, I'm sure being beaten to death felt really nice. What's this? You can't give him pills for his heart disease. That's what attacking him out of nowhere is for. Time for the next fight. You know what time it is. Catman!
接住啦！
好嘢喎！
Christy shows up to fight Catman, insisting he was the one who killed her sister with Eagle Paw. Yes, it's Eagle Paw now, which makes so much more sense than Eagle Claw. He acts oddly feminine, like usual, and gets his ass handed to him before Nick shows up, arrests him, and takes Christy in.
Who was it?
Some guy named Ryko from the Maniacs.
The Maniacs? They're a bunch of punks.
They were a bunch of punks.
Now they're a bunch of crackheads and they do anything they want.
佢叫咩名啊？
狂人力奇，非常抽得㗎。
幫我約佢出嚟，打返場就知啦。
不過佢都好搭友㗎噃。咁我哋可以扯行馬㗎啫，唔使怕佢㗎喎。
Another perfect translation! It's practically the same! Christy is off to another fight, this time with one of the thugs sent to find Robin, who she thinks might be the one who killed her sister.
打爆你個波啦！
Oh, ouch!
係就唔怕認，龜蛋！
Oh, With all of this bust breaking and turtle talk, the fight breaks out into a brawl, and it's up to Deputy Duda to keep the peace. Meanwhile, Lo is relaxing on his porch when he's attacked by the thugs. We can tell he's in danger because of the music sting. Little do they know, Lo has a few tricks up his sleeve. Holy shit, that old man can kick some ass! Luckily, when Robin and foster daughter show up, they have the instant police hotline, so Nick and his brother partner can help. He's holding his chest. I'm gonna guess he's not doing so well, Robin. I completely forgot about my debilitating heart condition. Time for some more investigating.
唔好再喐啊！
Job well done.
你班死仔冇義氣啊！
And a psychiatrist is finally involved with the plot now. Keep in mind, she's integral to the climax of this movie, and they've just now introduced her. Meanwhile, Nick suspects who the killer might be.
拳壇上有個綽號魔鬼魚嘅，你聽過未？
Devilfish? No! You can't change Stingray's name. Unless he's become Mullet Ho, he's Stingray.
Shit! What's Stingray have eyeballs in a fish tank for?
What? 收埋咁多人眼，梗係打拳打到神經坐定啦。
Well, I guess having a lot of eyes would make you a maniac. Devil Ray Stingfish calls his boss a busybody and kills him. Guess it's a good thing that guy was after Robin. Speaking of which, he kicks one of the thugs' asses, and I guess that ends all of his troubles? Somehow? Next on Stingray's agenda is to capture the psychiatrist, which he does. He tells her if she's good, he'll get her food, which makes absolutely no sense when they cut out the part where she pretends to be his mother. Maybe I just missed the silly mommy issues plot, but why is he feeding her now? Whatever. Christy shows up and fights him, followed by Nick and brother partner. This goes swimmingly. No, not brother partner, what's his name? Once again, Stingray disguises himself as Dr. McMullet and captures the psychiatrist, leading to the climactic final battle in the basement. So you've probably seen this scene before, even if you didn't see the Undefeatable review. I cannot stress this enough. This is still the funniest, most ridiculous fight scene ever put to film. It's pretty much the same here as in the English dub version, but all I have to say is, you should see the entire fight scene for yourself. It's worth it. The parting words, however, are slightly altered in this version.
Keep an eye out for you, Stingray.
Yeah. See ya.
你仲有眼無珠，殺人狂魔。
真係報應，眼珠都冇埋。
Not quite as witty as the English wordplay. And that's the last we see of the Undefeatable, folks. Bye! As for the B plot, this is concluded by Robin and his adopted sister talking about Stingray's arrest and Robin saying he'll go back to Hong Kong. So basically, they were absolutely inconsequential in every conceivable way. They decide to end things as awkwardly as possible.
你唔好咁啦，我一定會翻嚟。
Yeah, sure, I'll come back, maybe. End. And that's Bloody Mary Killer. Would I recommend that you see this movie? Well, it depends. If you're looking for a so bad it's good flick, I'd stick with Undefeatable. It makes more sense, and the whole thing is a ridiculous, guilty pleasure. However, if you've already seen Undefeatable, Bloody Mary Killer is an interesting watch. It's a bit like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, where you see the same story from a slightly different angle, if Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead was horribly mistranslated and a bit unnecessary. The B plot doesn't really add anything new, but the added fight scenes aren't bad, and it's an interesting comparison. Next week? This happens.
I mean, are you still a homosexual, is what I mean.
How dare you talk to your brother like that?
Tammy, I'm gay. I've already told you that.
Then I'll be gay too, and then that'll make it right for us to get married again, huh?
No, I do not love you. Now get the fuck out of here!
Look, I'm willing to do anything. I mean, even the final deed to get accepted back into the church.
Hey, yeah, I need an ambulance.
Oh, hey Ed, before I go, thanks for helping with my video.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And Lupa?
Yeah?
Fuck you.
Aww.
你仲有眼無珠，殺人狂魔。
真係報應，眼珠都冇埋。
Monkey Banana, Peppermint Flower Hot Sauce, Bombay.